like a new discourse in Metro Manila because there are like larger reviewers. Like we have the Phil Stage Gawad Buhay, who only nominate or critique performances who are members of their organization. So maybe we can like encourage more people to enroll in our MA program. That's the only thing that I can do as a teacher. That's the only answer that I can give, and that's the only action that I can do. And I think I have like I have a former student and I have my colleagues here and I'm showing like a different format of doing performance. I think that's the starting point for me as Madame Chetter, that you don't have to do like another musical or another jukebox to like to earn a living or to create new discourses in Metro Manila theater, but you can maybe create your own. I think the digital space has given me that much freedom and liberty, but not much money. But I think, yeah, I think that that's the only thing that I can contribute right now. Maybe I'll ask the spirits later, and maybe we can talk to you in a separate session for just 100,000 rupiah.
Hi, very wonderful performance. I'd like to ask about your inspiration in drawing on the spiritual world to make sense of the pandemic, of the digital that was happening at that time, and your process of waiting to be possessed. Like was that last night? 2 nights ago, you were waiting for the sapi, so the creative juices will flow into you. So can you tell us about that? So your inspiration and also the method of like the sapi for an artist.
Maybe because I'm doing solo performance, I always talk to myself and the spirits on how I'm going to create like a performance. So I think that's the beginning of this. This is the third installment actually of my solo performances and embodied inquiry. And I got the idea from Sapi. Well, in the Western culture, they believe in like muses for artists, but in Asian countries, we believe in Sapi. We have our babaylans and our shamans, and we make our bodies as artists as medium for these spirits to go through us. And somehow I connected that with what's happening to our Zoom. Like, remember the script that we have when we're beginning our Zoom sessions, like, are you there? Can you hear me? Am I audible? And somehow that sort of like feels like I'm talking to a spirit. Maybe you're not there, maybe you're there. And I just played around with those like meanings. And of course, uh, I have a podcast. It's called Tawid sa Harbor. So I interviewed like a lot of artists during the pandemic who transferred to the digital platforms, and I used that to talk to them. But I can't bring them all to Jakarta because of funding. So the best thing that I could do is to summon them in in a seance, or maybe another iteration of this would be astral projection, maybe like a Zoom session with them. That feels like very spiritual. What happened to us during the pandemic is so liminal. It feels like you're here but you're not there. So that sort of ambiguity, I played with those things and combined them together. And of course, borrowing from the formats of a podcast with ads that we have to pay premium. So I played with those. I was not able to insert like ASMR and other audio things, but I think I'm playing with those sonic or soundscape things in this at least iteration. Thank you. More comments?
Congrats. Okay. I appreciate the being independent of the performance and the setup of a DJ, no? Controlling a performer, also functioning as a stage manager, also functioning as a what they call this director, no? So answer to Dennis' question, no, about the aesthetic. I think this is the good start, no, to explore that kind of performance in the Philippine theater and or the performing arts in Philippines, and I think the department should support that, no, because we are pioneering the performance studies. So we do not aim to earn a lot of money, but we introduce Oh yeah, of course we want money. Well, it depends on the budget, no. But at the end of the day, we need to pioneer that kind of performance because I remembered Sari Dalena, one of the famous independent filmmaker and professor at the UP Film Institute, and Toym Imao, the current dean of the College of Fine Arts. Uh, Sari Dalena told me that, you're lucky that we are here in UP, University of the Philippines, Diliman. We can do anything, no, experiment performance, no, because UP community will support us, no. So I think we need to use that not to empower our craziness, but we need to embrace this kind of performance in this time, no. So once again, congratulations.
My favorite teacher.
Um, Thank you, Ulib. So great. And I guess I just wanted to comment as well, maybe perhaps in relation to, may not be relevant to the Manila scene, but you bringing us back to COVID times really reminds me of, yes, disruptions are quite painful, and things disappear during disruptions that never come back, except through mediums, but also they also can be opportunities, right, to shake things up a bit, as you kind of mentioned, right, that yeah, people can, who were not being cast, right, suddenly have a new audience. And yeah, so these disruptions can be advantageous. So within the UK sector that I was part of, like, there was a very specific moment with the rise of blogs, for example, that really decentered newspaper criticism, and uh, blogs aren't really a thing anymore, but for that time, that was really, really synergetic with the rise of experimental theater platforms. So the alternative blog platform became a place where there needed to be critical discourse around what was happening in order to validate it, in order to feed it, in order to create an economy. And yeah, I don't know where that is now, but I mean, I think there's something interesting, definitely, about podcasts that somehow, like, seem to satisfy. Like, they're weird. They're kind of like radio, right? It's very anachronistic. It's odd that they're so popular, but I think they speak to a need for a longer form kind of digestion and processing. So, yeah. Whatever other technological or social shifts might come along, there is an opportunity that arises with those for creating an ecology, or a different ecology from the commercial export, yeah, entertainment economy. Yeah.
Thank you, Theron. I was also inspired. I want to also, from your question, Juness, one of my inspirations also was during the pandemic. One of my survival tactics that I did was to join like different Zoom sessions. And I was telling Theron yesterday that I joined the listening session of Rajnisha. I think what podcast is actually inviting us is actually to listen more instead of like talking more. Of course, we would like to talk and talk and talk and talk, but somehow it also encourages us that there should be like an equilibrium where you have to, the more you talk, you also have to listen at some bit. So that's my takeaway from that session. And with all these performances I've been doing about the pandemic, I was also reflecting about my own life and the lives of other artists. And I think Caridad Svich is also your friend, right? So I was following her tweets during the pandemic, and it's sort of she has like a short tweet that starts with "Dear Theater," and I think that also inspires me to like do this series of pandemic reflections into performances. Yeah, thank you. Do you have any more questions? Like,
How's the experience like being back in a live setup? Yeah.
uh, I'm still disoriented because I've been doing like this digital setup for like 5 years since 2020. And the first installment was, it's titled 3-in-1 Body Problem. It's the story of a monovlogger displaced during on-site performances. So I performed that in Brazil. So I was doing live streaming while also having like an on-site audience members, and I don't know where to look anymore. because I used to look at my selfie camera. I'm more comfortable looking at cameras now more than people. I think that's a reflection for me. And the second installment was it's called Polyvlog Anatomica. It's anatomy theater combined with artistic research. I performed that in one of my PhD finals. I'm not still used to it because you can see the messy creative process, and I came from the theater elite aesthetics where everything has to be like precise. So this is something new to me, and I still panic when I can't like put in the cues in the right time. But I always have like grace for myself that it's okay. It can be edited later. So I think that's the magic of having that kind of concept. So some of my friends are also, I will edit this performance in a precise and more in a cleaner way so that they can watch it digitally. So yeah, I still don't know. I think I'm a hybrid performer now. I can talk to you directly when we're talking via digital platforms, but I think I have to regain or upskill again just to face on-site audiences. Yeah. Can you feel it in my cheeks? Sharing. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. You still have Rupiah. No, thank you. Thank you, Pranata. I think Dawn is in the other room. Maybe Pranata can help us.
Yeah, Don is in Kalimantan room, and Don is still preparing the setup. So maybe not the performance time yet, but Don is still preparing the whole setup because there are a lot of things to be set up in the room. So please wait and kindly go to auditorium to have some snacks or coffees and took some breaks. Thank you for coming, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gusto mo yung costume ko? Gusto mo yung papel? Ano gagawin? Ano pa gusto mo? Ano naisip mo? Gusto ko may mag-comment ka rin. Mag-comment ka. Thank you. Mag-comment ka. Ano din? Mga performances natin. Ikaw, mag-perform ka rin. Wala akong hindi ako perform. Bahagi na. Yan yung sinasabi ko. Sinasabi ko rin pero performance. Bahagi na. Oo. Tsaka pwede natin susunod. Yun yung hinahanap ko. Parang